Many people can't handle what's about to happen. It's true. Have you ever heard of a nervous breakdown? So many people in the world are incapable of handling what's about to happen. The events and the revelations that we're about to experience, their nervous system is not prepared to handle what's about to happen. You lived a life, and your nervous system has been calibrated to a reality of beliefs and belief systems. And in the upcoming days, there are going to be great revelations. There are going to be great events that many people in the world that have been sleeping, they've been operating out of NPC mode. They have no clue about the truth. And the amount of truths that are about to be revealed, it's very taxing on one's nervous system. If you're getting this message, it's a divine synchronicity that you're getting it. Your nervous system has to be calibrated to the truth. We are past the time frame of waiting for people to wake up. And as events occur, as big revelations occur, people aren't prepared. Their nervous system is not prepared to handle maybe a belief system. Heck, maybe a religion. They thought that this was the way, and they didn't realize that it was maybe inverted, or maybe there were many falsehoods in that religion, or maybe the truth was hidden. Many people trusted the governments, and they thought that these systems were there to support we the people. But government means govern your mental mind control. Your reality is based off of subconscious programs that make up 95% of the life that you experience. Maybe people are tuned in. They used to be tuned into the TV, but no, now you're tuned in to our everyday lives. Now you're taking this word very seriously, because many people will not be able to handle what's about to happen. But Light Warrior, you will. Hello everyone, I am Michael, and I help guide people on the evolutionary journey. We are evolving, and there are people that have evolved in a post-2020 world. You know, 2020 and beyond, we had many years. God gave us many years to fine-tune ourselves, to break free of the shackles of mind control, to start educating ourselves, to start taking ownership of our everyday life. And when you move forward with your life and you started to study and you started to detox, you know, I discuss detoxification on this channel if you want to get your health and wellness up. Heck, years ago, I had programs and I thought these were the foods I had to eat. This is the way that we're supposed to eat. We got to eat breakfast, right? Remember that pyramid they used to tell us when we were kids, right? That pyramid, heck, I think it was upside down, that pyramid, right? They said, you got to load yourself up with all the breads, all the carbs, right? Load yourself up with all those cereals. Well, I'm utilizing that as a teaching tool. Just like today, you know, maybe you've woke up from that and you know that that maybe shouldn't be like the number one thing that you eat in abundance, but people have been living their life backwards. That was backwards. People, they don't understand balance and they don't live in abundance. You know, I'm discussing the nervous system, and that nervous system, when you think about nerves, I started this very deep chat off with a nervous breakdown. You heard of people having a nervous breakdown. Well, when there are too many truths, the nervous system and the subconscious mind, it's going to be overloaded, and there's too much for a person to handle. One of the things that you could do if you're getting this message is grounding barefoot outside in nature. Maybe get yourself into a body of water, maybe some salt water if you're around it. Getting back into nature, because we haven't been living the natural life. And we're going back to the natural ways, the ways of God, the ways of nature. We have been out of balance, and that's the problem in the world. Many people, they're living out of balance and out of alignment. But when you get back into alignment, there's a big reset. Maybe you went to the chiropractor. Maybe your bones were out of balance, right? He reset you, right? It might have hurt for a second, right? Get a yank, and all of a sudden, you feel better for the long term, right? Well, when you detoxify yourself from foods, and there might be people that are tuned into this, what we consume is not only what we eat and drink, it's what we watch and what we listen to, and it makes up our reality. And the subconscious and our nervous system is wired to this. Well, if you detox from some of those chemical laden foods, and then you reintroduce it, you haven't had this junk food, and then you eat those chemicals again. You know, back in the day, maybe you ate it and it wasn't a big deal to you, but now if you reintroduce it into the system, you react to it like poison. When you detoxify from mainstream media, when you detoxify from fear-based systems like mainstream media, the news, and heck, some of the religious systems, they're actually fear-based, they're actually inverted. And think about the people that, they lived a certain way their entire life. This is called cognitive dissonance. And their nervous system was led to believe a certain way. And maybe you had an incomplete truth. Or maybe, there's a revelation that said, this can't be real. It's fiction, right? And what you're going to learn about the inverted matrix is that many truths are presented to you right in your face, but you were trained to thinking that it was fiction while it was truth, and vice versa. Heck, a lot of people know about fake news over the past few years. Well, this is how the subconscious mind is programmed. So you could be programmed and to think that something is make-believe when it's actually real. And that inversion, your trillions of cells are going to be calibrated, and it's going to function differently. Dr. Bruce Lipton talks about the biology of belief. So your biology, your system, according to your belief systems, there is going to be biology. There is going to be shock and awe to people that are going to deal with these great revelations, these great truths. And when they are revealed, it's going to be a lot for their nervous system to handle. You might want to share them this video. How you doing, right? We're going to help guide you on your evolutionary journey. We're evolving. You might be a person that resonates with this message, and you might come across people, and maybe you used to know them, and they complain, and they say, you changed, and you say, of course I changed. I evolved. It's part of our lives. When you go out in the world, you actually look at nature, and there are many animals that evolve at a period in their life, and they extend their life, and they become greater and sharper. And we were supposed to do this, but because of the toxins, the trauma, and the negative thoughts, many people, they worship filth, they live in filth, and they never realize this, and they can only resonate to fear and dysfunction. If you're getting this message today, you have been recalibrated. You are recalibrated to order. You are recalibrated to peace, and you don't resonate with dysfunction or filth in your everyday life. You might ask yourself, Uncle Mike, how could someone be programmed? How could it be right in front of their face? And why do people love fear? Why do people love drama? Oh, I'll tell you, Light Warriors, this occurs in a part of the brain. It's called the reticular activating system, or RAS, in the brain. And that's why there are people, they're not in control. They're just operating like a robot off of subconscious programs. And they can only resonate with fear, guilt, or shame. And that's how they move. I told you there are many people that are tuned into this message, but as I told the community, the shift that we're going through this year, we're leaving a life of obligation and we're headed to a life of creation. You might have been gaslit. You might have been given guilt, a guilt trip. You ever hear that? And that's how you were living your life when it came to your job or your relationship. But you, the person that's getting this message, you're switching your mode, and it's not easy. And you switch your mode to creator mode, and you've switched off NPC mode. Slaves no more. We are the sons and daughters of God. It's a motivational speech today, huh? This is going to keep you motivated, and it's very difficult. You know, on my journey, I went down the quote-unquote rabbit hole, and there were time periods where I had like a week off of work, and I went down the rabbit hole. This is how I was wired. I was on a journey of self-discovery and learning the truth. I'm a truth seeker, and I went down a rabbit hole, and I started consuming all this information, and I said, this reality, all these things were fake, and this was the truth? Right? And then you start consuming it, and then you're exhausted. I was exhausted. I remember I was sitting on the couch. I was learning all these truths about this day in September years ago. Some people learned about the truths. Some people went down the Mandela effect rabbit hole. You say, heck, wow, we live in a quantum reality. This isn't even real. And upon those time periods, my nervous system was actually given a little shakeup, and I was exhausted because my nervous system was calibrated to a fake reality. What is going to happen in the upcoming days, you know, you have already done this, but there are going to be many people that wake up and they realize that there are two realities running side by side. Some people are tuned into the fake matrix reality, and some people are tuned into the organic reality. And there is a dissonance. You might walk into the workplace, at the water cooler, in the gym, and there's people in your life that you might never have experienced the reality. They say, what the heck's this guy talking about? What is this girl talking about? We might have just glitched the whole video, right? This is what happens when we're out here. Right? So you switch at your timeline and you're on a different frequency, and they could be in the same room, right? You could be in the same work space. You could be in the same building. Heck, you could be out on the beach, right? And many people that are out on the beach, they've kind of woke up to this, right? But you're in a totally different reality. As above, so below. There are people that are rising up, and you've been rising up, and there are people as below. There are people that are going deeper and deeper in their ego. They experience the cognitive dissonance, and they want to hold on to the fake instead of jumping, taking the leap of faith and going with God and going with the truth. And you're going to see this on your journey, that people, they might go and stretch further and further and go towards the fake and hold on to it more, and they might experience a little anger. There's a little dissonance, and that's our nervous system, right? Because your whole belief system, your whole world is being challenged. I had a friend years ago. I was just interested in the Mandela effect, and he used to get so angry at me when I talked about the Mandela effect. Maybe you know someone like that. So what I do on this channel, I like to take a lot of topics that are maybe, because there's some very, very deep topics that are going on out there. Do you know this, right? So maybe you know about the Mandela effect. Maybe you woke up to the pyramid of food, right? Maybe you're not eating all those breads and sugars, right? Eat all the sugars, eat all the cereals. Nah, we've grown, we've expanded. So if a person is still sitting there, say you gotta start the day eating breakfast, eating carbs, eating cereal, and you're doing something different, right? You might be having steak and eggs, or heck, you might be having a fruit smoothie, right? So a person that is still living in the past, they're going to say, no, you're wrong. So I'm utilizing this so that people realize in the upcoming days, many people will not be able to handle what's about to happen. But you, the person, that's getting this message, it's got to be a very powerful message, because the angels and everything else is glitching my video right now. You are able to overcome. you are able to walk the walk. You are able to live in truth. You will need the full armor of God at this time. I told you about the full armor of God and the way that you could fall back is through the gaslighting. When NPCs pop up and say, "Rah, rah," no, go back, turn around, come down here with us. Crabs in a bucket and move on. Move on. Move on with your life. Many people will not be able to handle the truth, but you are the embodiment of truth in a world full of fake. Oh, it's coming, light warriors. You have to be a light warrior. You have to have the full armor of God. And let the Archangel Michael tell you, at this moment, in the most pivotal moment in the history of humanity, in a world full of fake, have the courage to be authentic. It lasts the test of time, and so have I. I appreciate each and every one of you. We've been taking this journey for a while. I appreciate everyone that has found us today on this very important leg of the journey. Heck, this is the journey, light warriors, of self-discovery and remembering. Oh yeah, baby. Remember who you are. Remember the power that you possess. And remember, we cannot control what is around us. However, we can control from within. Be conscious that this world has come to an end, and now a new one is born. Strap on the full armor of God. The fire horse does not turn around. Just keep going. Use this to raise your vibration and increase your electromagnetism. Life is so much better when we are all together. If you find this message inspiring or know someone that could benefit from it, please share this message. Dear ones, I am Michael. Find us in the 5th dimension. Have a wonderful day living your everyday life. I appreciate everyone that made it here. Oh, secret code now. If you were able to hold your attention, you're gonna make it. In this modern world, people they're unable to hold their attention, and you held your attention till the end of this message. You're gonna make it. So if it deeply resonates with you, I'm so grateful if you smash into that like button and click the subscribe button. You'll get a notification for a daily video, 9 a.m. Eastern time, to help you become the greatest version of yourself. It's time to get our health back, our wealth back, have purpose in life, and beautiful relationships. This is the journey of our everyday lives. It's the journey with no finish line. I am the defender of our everyday lives. No matter what comes your way, light warriors, just keep going. I love you guys very much. It's time to shine, baby.